Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is we bring about topics of a spiritual / coaching / psychological nature. We try to discern those as quickly and easily as possible for people. We try to do that multiple times per day through audio. And there's well over 200 audios for you to choose from. So something hopefully that's helpful to you. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Today we're going to talk about red flags that are early in a relationship that show you or should be indicators that it's not worth it to continue pursuing a certain relationship. I know that can be painful for people, but there are ways to mitigate the length and severity of your emotional pain when a relationship doesn't work. And if we pay attention to these red flags, which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the list I want to talk about today, when we pay attention to these things, we can mitigate and reduce the damage that are that's at hand here. So the first is when a person does not make time for the relationship. If you're going to build something that's lasting, time and central focus needs to be at hand. So time can be committed by phone, by text message, in person, combination of all three preferably. Time to get to know each other's likes and dislikes as well as their friends. Time to spend time together physically. But there is a reasonable time commitment to be expected from a romantic relationship developing. If that time isn't there and there's constant excuses with no change and no shift in commitment level, it's time to let the relationship go. Next, focus. So if there is always excuses, there are other things your partner or prospective partner is focused upon. And if you are constantly giving excuses or rationalizations for why the relationship is not central to your focus, then in reality you are not as committed as you would need to be for this to be a maximized opportunity. Therefore, if your focus is diverted away from the relationship on a consistent basis, it's not worth pursuing because sooner or later, one or both of you will lose interest. The third thing is the inability to compromise. If relationships are about one thing, it's about finding common ground and compromising when needed. So you are not going to find a person who agrees with everything you think or feel. While it is great to find someone that agrees and is in alignment with you on the majority of things, you will have social issues, emotional issues, ways you live. Do I fold laundry or do I just throw it in a pile in a laundry basket? Do I do dishes right after a meal or the next morning? These can be, and I know they sound silly, but these can be major issues for people who want to exact control on the other. And so when there is not the ability to compromise between two people, then the relationship isn't worth pursuing because one of you will lose yourself and then grow to resent the other. The other person's going to have a sense of power and they're going to push you in a direction that you don't want to go. And so neither one of you benefit from the relationship in the long term. And the next is the relationship an emotional roller coaster? This is probably one of the biggest red flags that people jump, because if you get the endorphins and the positive nature of feeling good when you connect with somebody and then it's taken away, all you're trying to do is get that feeling, that emotional core back, and you're not looking at, wait a minute, I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down, I'm all around, I'm going left, I'm going right, I don't know where I'm going. And when that pattern takes over, either it will trigger depression and anxiety or it will trigger resentment, but there's no good place for that particular pattern of emotional up and down to go. And so if that's in the early stages of a relationship, or truly at any point in a relationship, but especially in the early stages, it's time to exit because you're wanting different things, you're focused on different things, and you express yourselves differently, and happiness comes to you differently than each other. So the next one is learning beyond compromise to agree to disagree. There are topics, there are things that you're never going to see eye to eye on. And learning to agree to disagree or disagree peacefully is an essential for a lasting relationship. I am a person who doesn't believe that an individual should not be aiming to work on a project. This is one of my standards for anyone that I'm in a romantic relationship with, partially because I didn't hold those standards in previous relationships, and it didn't work out well for me. Whether that be a hobby or a job or an educational pursuit, I don't care what the project is, but they got to be working on something. If I know that my partner is expecting me to financially and emotionally take care of all of their needs, I'm out, because that doesn't work with what I need in a relationship, and I couldn't agree to disagree on that particular topic. So if I know what my boundaries are and I break them, eventually I'm going to resent the other person, or the other person is going to see through me. Either way, we didn't agree to disagree. We just, one of us over-sacrificed and the other, it just didn't work out. Now, when we find other people attractive, and I'm talking emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever, and that attraction is a predominant thought or predominant focus for us, that becomes a reason to leave. Similarly, when your partner is more interested in whether this be pornography or actually looking at another person, a connection with their ex, whatever it is, when they're focused more on someone else or the idea of someone else than the relationship building with you, it's time to exit. And you're not going to convince the person that you are more attractive, because the attractiveness isn't the problem, it's their ability to focus on building the relationship. The last thing is control. When there is a control mechanism in a relationship and one person's trying to win and the other person's trying to defend themselves, when one person wins and one person loses, the relationship is already dead in the water. Control is a mechanism used by insecure people to make themselves feel better about their level of security. And so a controlling relationship does not have the foundation to last, because it's not coming from a place of love, it's coming from a place of manipulation. And those, while they can carry on with one or both people being unhappy, don't have a foundation of honesty and truth to be able to go forward in a productive manner. Anyway, that is our audio for today. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.